Good Monday morning. I'm going to laugh. We're going to laugh. We're going to hang out. We're going to do stupid crap. We're going to laugh at some really dumb Cyber Monday stuff. And actually, some of it might be good. Who knows? There's a bunch. Somehow or another, I got to write them all down. Because some of them might be good. And the only reason I'm doing this is just because why not? I've been laid up too long. I have a hard time sitting in the chair, but it's okay. What's up, Viking? I seem to be better at nights than I am in the mornings, but that's life. YouTube, Whitworks loves your comment. Oh, Whitworks. Oh, look, more Cyber Monday crap. There's just so much Cyber Monday crap. There's a guy, and Whitworks is, I highly recommend, matter of fact, I highly recommend if you want a good laugh, you got to go watch this stupid thing. Okay, why did it stop? I'm not going to actually play it. This is just the ad. Comment, pause, because I don't want to frickin' do the whole get in trouble copywriting his crap. But the guy is funny. What's up, Matt? If you want a good laugh, this guy just makes fun of all. It's mostly woodworking. It's all woodworking guys, but he just makes a total blast of all the other woodworkers, and it's funny because he gets them to come on and do cameos, and they've all in like the last 24 hours done. Oh, these are the 10 tools you should buy on Cyber Monday. And he does a blast on them all. It's like, oh, and then all of a sudden they'll call and be like, oh, what are you doing? He's like, just making fun of you. I mean, it's obviously set up, but it was a good video. I laughed my ass off. Anyway, sitting's uncomfortable. Anyway, so what's up, guys? Matt, Viking, two whole people. We have two whole people here. Holy crap. I should, while I'm doing the Cyber Monday blast, I might as well blast my own crap. Not that anyone's buying any of it, because they're not. All I'm getting is custom orders, which I was getting before. Didn't really need the website for custom orders. Anyway, yeah. So here we're back on this window. Let's not close the right window. So anyways, what are you guys up to? What's up, Lester? Lester's over on YouTube, not Twitch. Do you even have a YouTube or a Twitch account there, Lester? Do you watch anything on Twitch? I usually use Twitch because they actually pay me, where YouTube doesn't, because YouTube sucks. I like the interface with YouTube better. They don't like to pay anyone unless you're like a 1 million subscriber person now. Where Twitch actually pays out, although they don't pay very much. I think they actually pay out less. They just pay out more evenly, but whatever. I don't even care. Today is just going to be a goofy day. I got a banana. I got a banana. I'm going to eat a banana. And I got water. Because I've been up for, I don't know, probably longer than Viking. Oh, no, nobody stays up longer than Viking. Vikings just never sleep. He's a vampire. He's just always up. By the way, Vikings got some really cool little models. If you want to go download them on printables, they're all free if you're into 3D printing. Perfect. I'll even go get a link to them. How's that? Just for the fun of it. Printables. Prusa printables. Oh, this, I forgot. I don't log in with doesn't have matter. Maker Viking. He's got a whole bunch of really cool elves and wolves, and he's doing pretty good with that crap, actually. Whoa, they've changed like the whole Twitch interface. Download some stuff from baking, and that way he can get a bunch of points and get some free whatever from Persia. Filament or a sweatshirt or a t-shirt or whatever after you get so many. You're up there. You get 11, level 12. You only got 14 models? Why was I thinking you had more than that? Oh, well. It is what it is. I didn't realize they changed the whole view of, or maybe that's because I'm in Chrome and I don't normally use Chrome when I'm watching Twitch. I usually use Safari, but like subscribers and moderators are highlighted on my little window here. That's pretty cool. What's up, old curmudgeon? How is life in the fast lane of wherever you're at? You're out somewhere west. You're on the west coast, aren't you? I kind of knew where you were. Now I can't remember. Took a day off. It was a long weekend already. How do you need? Oh, you're on the East Coast? I didn't know you were on the East Coast. So you're at the same time frame I am. Yeah, well, in all reality, dude, if you're going to do the Patreon, you got actually a halfway decent Patreon following, if I remember. You should even do like your models and then leave them up on your Patreon for a month, 2 weeks, whatever, for early access to being a Patreon. I mean, I know you did it more to help support the printers that you're designing, but, you know, whatever. Oh, you're out in the... Okay. You're inland. You're not a coastie. You're not a flatlander. I'm a flatlander. Not really. Too many painkillers and drugs and things. Little stuffed. I turned the heat off just before I started streaming. Open the window. It's almost 60 degrees out. It's like 57 degrees out, which is warm for this area, and it's very windy. It's actually kind of nice. I mean, it's cool, but it's not like cold, which it's been cold. Yeah, low 50s here too. Yep. Anyway, let's go through my trash bin in my email just for shits and giggles. And yes, I said shits and giggles because it's kind of funny. You know what? We'll just share the entire screen. Why not? I took the day off, but I can't get work out of my head. Damn deadlines. Yeah, I know that feeling. So let's go into my thing here. Polymaker. They're part of the 3D Industry Awards, which isn't that the whole site that like everybody's hating on because they were fighting with Joel. Yeah, that's a permanent delete. Apple's got all kinds of stuff on sale. Yeah, whatever. It's Apple. Big Tree Tech, 50% off. 1 day left. Shop now. Ooh, look at this. Board, 26% off for the Manta. $106 for that thing. Oh, that's because it's got the Revo head on it. That's why. I forgot Big Tree Tech and E3D were working on that. The Raspberry Pad 5. What the hell is that? Is that a Raspberry Pi replacement? Let's go look at that. I don't know what that is. I've never seen that. Raspberry Pad. Oh, it's a touch screen for a Raspberry Pi. Is that what it is? Yeah, 5-inch display, multi-use place. Please note the Raspberry Pad itself does not include a CM4. If you want to buy a CM4, you choose option 2. What is option 2? So they're basically building their Raspberry Pis into them because nobody can get a Raspberry Pi anymore. This is that dude I was talking about. He's funny as hell. You got to watch this video. Even if you're not into woodworking, it's just hilarious. It's just dumb funny. Clipper thingy, yep. It's just basically putting a Raspberry Pi. Wife wants me to make a tree house for Shelf Elf. Yeah. I think the best Shelf Elf I've seen is the one where he's all like chewed up and the cat is like spitting half of him out. So where was I? Back to the emails. So Big Tree Tech, what else did I got? Oh, their printers are on sale supposedly. I don't think I'd buy either one of them, but sure. Oh, another one. How much you want to bet it? Some kind of Greenworks. You need Greenworks stuff? I actually like Greenworks stuff. Greenworks is good homeowner quality stuff. And what I mean by homeowner quality, it's comparable to like, I want to say rigid. Yeah, rigid. If you go to like Home Depot, rigid and what the hell's the yellowy one that Home Depot carries? Rigid is the better of the two. Greenworks is like rigid. It's a good quality. I have almost all my lawn equipment is now Greenworks because I don't want to deal with gas. The only thing I still have that's gas is my leaf mulcher. I have a big, massive leaf mulcher because I got a lot of leaves and a fairly large yard because I do my yard and my neighbors too, just because we all do each other's stuff. And my big leaf blower is still gas. Other than that, my weed whackers, my lawnmowers, chainsaws, hedge trimmers, they're all gas power or electric power now. No more gas. Gas is a pain in the butt. It pays for itself. And it's like, oh, it's more expensive. It's like, yeah, but 1 year of not having to put gas, just 1 year of gas in a lawnmower, more than pays for the electric lawnmower, especially these days. No more spark plugs. No more oil changes. No more zut, 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 zut. You just push the freaking thing and there you go. What's up, dum-dum? So, yep, there's the Greenworks ad. You can get an 80-volt lawnmower for 30% off, and I'd have no problems with this. How much actually is it? It ain't cheap, $500, which isn't cheap. But with all, if you get this with the battery and everything, it's well worth it because, again, 1 year of servicing a lawnmower, it almost pays for itself between gas and service because I have two of them now. I bought one years and years and years ago for my father in a 40-volt. Let's see if I can. If I think they still sell it. I mean, it's been around forever. Yep, here it is, the dual. $400. I've got two of these now because I bought one for my father when my father first started working at the church. They have a big bank, and he can't push the gas. He couldn't push the gas lawnmower up and down the bank, and he was trying to do it with the rider mower they had at the church, and he flipped it over because it was just too steep. And this was literally at the time, this was the lightest lawnmower you could buy, and this thing is stupid light. I could pick it up with like 2 fingers with the batteries in it. I mean, it's, don't get me wrong, it's still heavy, but it's wicked light compared to most lawnmowers. And it mows fine. I had it for, 10 years probably. And the only thing that went wrong with it is I used to wash it with a garden hose when I got done. So I always like to mow in the mornings when it's kind of dewy. And it gets, the grass gets built up on it because it's dewy out. Because that's the other thing about the gas or the electric. I go out 5 o'clock in the morning, mow the lawn, nobody gives a crap because you can't hear it. It's just like bzzz, it's a low hum. The only time it makes any noise is when it hits a twig. But I was hosing it out, and I forgot to take the battery out. You can hose it out and everything and get water in the little unit, but if the battery is still in it, even with it off, it shorted it out. And it's a dual battery unit, and it's funny because it doesn't use both batteries at the same time. It uses one battery And then when it switches to the other, it stops and it like blinks a couple times to let you know it's switching and like, would you like to take the old battery out and charge it? And then it switches over to the new battery. So only one of the two battery banks work. But it's a dual motor 10-inch blades, 20-inch cut. They're actually like 10.5-inch long blades. It's a really nice lawnmower. It works beautifully. And I liked it so much about another one when I screwed up the first one. So I have two. And the old one still works. It just, I can only put one battery in it. So it's dual battery, dual motors. This freaking works fine. 2 batteries cut my whole lawn. Now, my lawn isn't all that grassy. It's mostly just like crap grass. I don't even want to say crab grass. It's crap grass, so it's not, But I got 1.5 acres, almost 2 acres, and I mow with it. It has no problem. And it's easy. I actually like having the push mower over because I need the exercise with my legs and everything. It's good exercise. Oh, there's another ding. How much you want to bet it's another ad? Oh, FedEx. I don't even know who the hell this is. Who is Unidia? Some kind of woodworking company. Never even heard of them. But they're sending out freaking freaking Monday sales. I've never even seen this thing before. That actually looks kind of cool. It's a little baby sander. Let's check it out just for the giggles of it. How much is it? $600 for a sander. Come on. It's just they're getting out of hand with their pricing on this stuff. It's just out of hand. $600 for a freaking sander. The freaking palm sander, $69. I mean, I would like a nice palm sander. I mean, the Merkas are nice, although everyone's saying the Merka is just like, it's really nice for like 6 months and then they keep breaking and they have problems with the warranties. But the 3M just came out. I know most of you guys aren't into woodworking, but there's a new 3M one. Now, what makes those better than your $69 freaking palm sanders is the way they're arranged, and they have much better dust collection. Like, you don't have to wear a mask sanding because it just sucks up all the dust, and they're really good at that. But they're also like really low profile. The motor's actually set back and it's belt driven to the head instead of being on top. So they're a lot lower. So they're easier to control. Like, I don't know if you ever used a palm sander or ran a marble and you're going around, it's like it wants to like take off on you because it's too out of balance. Your hand's too high and it's down here and it just tips easy. Where those are a lot lower profile and they got the little paddle instead of like an on-off switch. And they're kind of nice. The only oscillating tool, I've gotten rid of them all. I will say I do like the DeWalt. The DeWalt is comfortable to use. It's far from the best. I love the trigger on the DeWalt. It's the only one. Actually, I think there's one other one that's got a regular everyday finger trigger to control it. I like that in the DeWalt. I still say the best oscillating tool is the Milwaukee 12 volt. It's just as powerful. I'm getting rid of my Makita. The Makita 18 volt is probably the most powerful. It's also the biggest, most unruly monstrosity you've ever used. The DeWalts are kind of in the middle. It's not, I'm not a big fan of DeWalt cordless tools. They're more hype than they are quality. I mean, they work all right. Don't get me wrong. They're fine. But they're just, if you use them in a professional manner for a long enough time, they don't stand up to their price tag. There's better tools in the same price lines. In all reality, it's like Makita and Milwaukee in the 18 volt range are the two tie, and they both have different genders they go toward. The Milwaukee is going to be for the guy on a job site that's big and bulky and framing and needs monster power all the time. The Milwaukee is the king of power. The DeWalt or the Makita is very close in power, but they are a little weaker. But they're way smaller and lighter. But they have almost the same power. And I will always go Milwaukee over Makita unless I'm like, on a job site that's 800 miles long and I don't ever want to have to come back. But the other thing about that is the Milwaukee's so bulky and heavy. It's hard to get them on. I don't know. I always had problems with Milwaukee's. Milwaukee 12 volt now. My shop is just getting completely replaced with Milwaukee 12 volt over the next couple of years because it's in the shop. I don't need a big bulky 18 volt battery. If the battery dies, I can plug another one in. It's right there. You know what I mean? You don't need a big 18 volt in the shop. The Milwaukee 12 volt oscillating tool is by far the best one. It's the most comfortable to hold. It has a whole, it's got an isolator from the vibrating head. So when you're holding it, like, I don't know if you've used oscillating tools all day long like I have, but they're worse than sanders on making your hand go numb from the vibration. They're gnarly if you use them a lot. And what's up, Build Over Bot? That's not true. I will say the Milwaukee 12 volt line is by far my favorite of everything I've used. And there's stuff in other brands. Bosch is okay. I've had Bosch over the years. Bosch was the big 12 volt. The thing about the Milwaukee is Milwaukee almost all compare in the 12 volt. Milwaukee by and far has the largest line of tools in their 12 volt that are good. Bosch has a pretty decent line. Makita has a terrible line. I mean, they have a lot of tools, but they're hard to find. You can't really get them. Milwaukee, you can just get anywhere. Their 12 volt, you can almost get anywhere, either Amazon or Home Depot or, you know, most of the hardware stores carry the Milwaukee 12 volt, and it's just good stuff. It just works. It's for your day-to-day kind of goofing around. I will get Milwaukee 12 volt over 18 volt any day of the week. They're plenty powerful enough. The only thing that you really can't do with them is framing. If you're going to screw framing together, you know, framing a house or building a shed, yeah, you want the 18 volt. And I would go Milwaukee. I wouldn't, or Makita. I wouldn't go Milwaukee because the Makita's plenty powerful enough and it's way more easy to handle. Milwaukee's just, they're 18 and bigger, just too bulky. Yeah, Makita isn't. Here's the thing. We did a study. The guy I used to work for over here, it's almost 10 years ago now. He got a grant somehow or another. I don't know how he got the money or where he got it from or what he did. But he got some tools. And me and him were going back and forth. Back then, I was a big Porter-Cable fan back before Black & Decker bought out Porter-Cable. And Porter-Cable at that time was starting to go downhill, and I was looking for new tools. And me and him were going back and forth, and he was buying mostly Bosch, and I was looking at Makita and Milwaukee. Mostly at Makita, just because they're lighter and about the same power. And he one day just came in and spent a whole bunch of money between Home Depot and Lowe's, and he bought 6 different full sets. He bought Hitachi, which I liked Hitachi back then a lot. They were inexpensive and actually pretty rugged. He bought a full set of Hitachi. Now, we're talking a circular saw, a sawzall, you know, a drill, an impact, the stupid light, and there was usually 1 or 2 other little tools with it. He bought all in 18 volt. He bought Hitachi, Bosch, Milwaukee, DeWalt, and Makita. And actually, the Makitas were given directly to me because he knew I wanted them. I'm the only one that got to play with the Makitas mostly. I did let them out, but we let them out to the guys. We had like 3 crews of 2 or 3 guys. And we're like, in the morning, grab a set, try them out for the day. Next day, try the next set, blah, blah, blah. You know, and there was like 3 different groups of guys of 2 or 3, depending on who was working that day. And by the end of the month, the big guys doing the big fence installs out and, you know, doing basically the guys that were doing the big framing and fencing and all that stuff grabbed the Makita or the Milwaukee every time. The guys who generally worked with me, who did trim work, we did a lot of decking, which had some framing, but the actual decking is lighter weight and you need to do handrails and lighter weight stuff. Almost always wanted the Makita. The Makita. Or Hitachi. Believe it or not, the Hitachi sets were grabbed a lot. The guys liked the Hitachi a lot. They lasted. everyone was like, eh. The DeWalt was meh. The DeWalts of all the sets were the first ones to crap out. We lost the Sawzall and the drill right away. Now, granted, they were abused. The Sawzall got dropped in a sand pile, and they went to fire it up, and it had like sand in the thing, and it just crapped out. The oscillating tool, again, I will say I really liked the DeWalt oscillating tool. It was the handle shape. It's comfortable to hold in your hand in the sense that, you know, just grabbing it, it was nice. The Milwaukee 12 volt I have now is still way better to use for any length of time because the head is separated from the handle, so you don't get any feedback from the vibrations, and it doesn't put your hand to sleep. I use it for sanding almost as much as I use my oscillating tool. But yeah, the big guys always grab the Makita or Milwaukee. The more trimmer, you know, kitchen cabinets, some small decking, window trim, the trimmer guys, cabinets and trim guys almost always wanted the Makita or Makitas. Almost wanted the Makitas. DeWalt was like last. Everyone was just, DeWalt and Bosch were kind of, whatever. They work. If all the other tools are gone, we'll use them. They're fine. But Makita and Milwaukee were the two most desired. DeWalt was almost the last. Everyone was like, oh yeah, DeWalt's great. And after a month of using them, they were like, the batteries didn't last. They were plenty powerful enough, but their batteries just weren't as good as the others. Didn't last as long. I would say a brand new, a DeWalt will beat a Makita. Like if you took the two drills and you put a bolt on it and you pulled the two triggers, I can almost guarantee every time the DeWalt would beat the Makita. But 6 months down the road, the Makita will beat the DeWalt. They're better built. And Milwaukee just smokes everybody. But they're just bulky. But anyway, for around the house, for a homeowner, Milwaukee 12 volt. That's all you need. If you're not doing big framing-y stuff, you don't need an 18 volt anymore. The 12 volt batteries and the hardware and the actual drills and drivers and tools, 12 volt batteries now are equivalent to 18 volt, 10 years ago in power and everything. Yeah. Actually, some of the new Harbor Freight stuff, my brother bought one of the Harbor Freight somethings cordless because it just happened to be there and he needed it. Because he had Ryobi. Oh, God, Ryobi. So don't buy Ryobi. Just even as a homer, if you're going to go to Home Depot and buy cheap, buy the Rigid at least. Ryobi sucks. Ryobi has like the worst batteries. I mean, it's, again, one of those, they make it so when you first buy it, you're like, oh, this thing's great. And like a month later, if you're using it on a regular basis, it's like, I gotta turn the battery again. Yeah. I mean, most people do operate an oscillating sander too heavily, like a regular everyday oscillating random orbitable sander. Yes, I do it myself. I got to keep. If you ever watch me sanding, a lot of times you'll see me back my hand off, and I'll actually grab. I always run the vacuum in the shop. I'll actually grab the vacuum hose and just let the weight of the sander go. Robin? What is Robin? Never even heard of Robin. Is Robin a Harbor Freight brand? Harbor Freight's one of those hit or miss. You could actually get good stuff at Harbor Freight. My magnets. And actually, I think they're on sale. If you need tool magnets, then tool magnets are the bomb for like drill bits and your impact driver bits and your screw bits and all that. The bar magnet, just a bar magnet's about that long. You go anywhere, Ryobi sucks. It's just terrible. I've seen people go, oh, they're great. This is great. And it's like, yep, wait a couple months. Use it every day and then wait a couple months. Their batteries are the worst. Their tools, garbage. They're just garbage. I'm sorry. I know people like their Ryobis. It's just garbage. which, believe me, we've used those too. Oh, they're just terrible. That was one of the ones we got of the 6 was not Ryobi, Rigid, which I think some of the guys still got. What did we end up getting? We got Milwaukee Makita, Hitachi, which Hitachi's actually, I like Hitachi. Even the new tools, now that they're Metabo or Metabi, they're not terrible. If I were going to buy a cheapo kind of store brandy one, it would probably be what I'd go with. Again, the problem with those are, and why Ryobi is actually kind of okay, is the range of tools you can get with them. You know, most of them have a decent range of tools. You just can't walk into a store and buy it. You have to mail order it, which isn't terrible on like Amazon, but it still sucks. Sometimes you want something, you want to walk in and just buy it. And you want to put a hand on it. Ryobi has a pretty good range of tools for their batteries. Rigid has okay too. Rigid, if I was going to buy a cheapo, I'd buy Rigid. If I was going to buy a cheapo store brandy, I would go with Rigid. They're kind of in between. I'd buy Rigid over DeWalt, to be honest with you. And I'm not anti-DeWalt. Most of my big bench tools are DeWalt. DeWalt makes good tools. I just don't like their battery cordless tools much. And again, they're not bad. They're just, there's better for the same or right around the same price. They're just better. Makita and Milwaukee right now are kings of cordless. If you're going to buy a cordless tool, Makita 18 volt would be my choice. It's going to be the good balance between weight and power, size, weight, and power. If you absolutely need balls to the walls power, it's Milwaukee 18 volt. If you want good quality shop tools or home, I would definitely go with Milwaukee 12 volt. It's all I'm using now. And I had Makita 12 volt, and I liked it. It was nice. My biggest problem, I'm not kidding here either, my biggest problem with the Makita 12 volt is the batteries, even though they're a little smaller, are so similar to their 18 volt. I kept trying to grab them for my 18 volt and getting them mixed up, and you grab them like, oh, that's the wrong one, because they look exactly the same except for the 12 volts are smaller. But their range of tools is limited on what you can get. They have, Makita has a nice range of tools in their 12 volt. You just can't find them anywhere. You can't buy them anywhere. You have to like mail order them, and then half the time they're out of stock. And it just doesn't seem like they're pushing 12 volt. Milwaukee is pushing 12 volt, and they got a good line of tools. And to be honest, probably right now, I would have absolutely a lot of my tools, I should say most of them, because I've been switching a lot of them over, but just because I've been replacing them. The brushed, it's just fine. Milwaukee 12 volt brush tools are awesome. In some ways, I actually like them better. They're not as powerful. They don't last quite as long on the battery, but like the impact, I almost like the impact better. Open builds, FedEx, coming from Walmart. I don't care about that. Open builds. We'll go into that in a bit. That's 3D printer stuff. But anyways, we'll get off the cordless tools because my recommendation is going to be, for most of you guys watching this, unless you're building a shed or remodeling your house, get Milwaukee. Just get a Milwaukee 12 volt. It's all you need for your honey-do-less stuff or working out in the shop. It's by and far the best bang for the buck, weight, power, all the, accessibility of tools. It's just nothing going to be better. Dollar for dollar. And they're always on sale. Matter of fact, I think right now, Home Depot's having like a massive sale on Milwaukee. Find out. Change back to Google search. Yes, change back. I want Google. I don't like, why? What did you have it on? Oh, it's got it on Yahoo. Why isn't it on Yahoo? I type in Home Depot and it comes up Wayfair. I mean, what? Why would anyone want Yahoo? Yeah, you can allow your stuff. Location is turned off. Yes, there's a reason for that. M12. Just type in M12 and see what they got. I want this thing. That's actually kind of nice. My brother just got one of these. I almost like my air powered better because of the way the head is. If you look at this thing, if you don't know what this is a pin nailer. It's not actually a nailer, it's a pin nailer. It drives a really, really, really almost microscopic piece of wire. The head is too long, like just because it's cordless and it's got all the motor and everything up here. Like on a regular pin nailer, an air powered one, this head right here, from here to here, is like half the length. And it actually kicks back a little bit. It's a little, you have a better sight line. If that makes sense. With a regular air powered one. But if I were going to get a pin nailer right now, that'd be a 12 volt Milwaukee, excuse me. Keep doing that. That's a nice unit. I mean, look at all this crap. Now, here's where they get you is the batteries are freaking outrageously expensive. But there's a catch to that, too, because when you hit one of those deals, I just got one of these. See, they just had a deal. I got this like 2 months ago for $97 with like this compact set over here with the 2 batteries. I got a 6 amp or a 4 amp and a 2 amp. And I actually like the 2 amp hour batteries, again, better because they're just smaller. I have a bunch of the 4 amp batteries because they came with crap. But I very seldom use the 4 amp hour batteries. I almost always use the 2 amp hour battery. But this is a nice set, $200. And those are the brushless. I bet you can get the brushed ones for even less. If they're still making them, they're still phasing them out. Here you go, $179. That's actually not for $20 more. I'd probably just get the brushless, especially since you're getting more batteries. This one you're only getting the two amp hour batteries. This one you're getting a 2 and a 4. So the battery difference. This is the oscillating tool you want right here. This thing is the bomb. And I've had bunches of them. I've had Hitachi. I've had the actual original. What the hell was the name of it? Yeah, it's actually Bosch / Dremel now. The original company that came out with it and had the patent on it for years and years and years. Had one of those. Had Makita, Milwaukee, DeWalt, Hitachi. I've had a bunch of these over the years, or worked for people that had them, and this is by and far my favorite. There is just no ifs, ands, or buts. This is the best one I've ever had. What else did I have? We had a Bosch that he owned when we used. I don't know, I've gone through a bunch of those. See, that's not bad. $199 with the 2 batteries. That's cheap. This thing. Now, this is the one Milwaukee tool right here that I bought years ago, and I will recommend not getting. I mean, it's okay. It's this stupid Sawzall. This little Sawzall is absolutely useless. You know what I used it for? I used it for cutting sheetrock. I'd put a little short blade in it, and I was really good at cutting sheetrock really accurate. Like when you were laying sheetrock and you had to cut out outlets, it's a lot easier to use that than like a handsaw. I'd put like a metal blade in it and use it for sheetrock, cut beautiful, really clean, but using it for an actual Sawzall, the thing's freaking useless. Cutting pipe, it's good for, like, I know a lot of plumbers and electricians use it for cutting the conduits and pipes and stuff. That's about all it's good for. As an actual Sawzall, it can't even cut through a 2x4. Just can't do it. It's useless. That's the one Milwaukee 12-volt tool I've never liked. Yeah, there you go. The whole DeWalt kit for $300 or $400. And again, this thing's actually it's comfortable, this DeWalt. That's their Sawzall. I thought that was the oscillating tool. There's the oscillating tool. It's really comfortable, and I like the trigger. It's the only one I've ever used that had a trigger. Most of the other ones have like a flip. You turn, regular switch. You turn it on. You grab the thing. The trigger's wicked nice to use. I will give them that. And the other thing, the blade change is probably one of the easiest because you just push this little black lever right here, and the blade changes. It's a nice tool, but long-term use, it's still annoying and makes your hand go numb. And it doesn't cut any faster. Like my Milwaukee, cuts faster than that DeWalt. My Milwaukee 12 volt cuts faster than that DeWalt does. Definitely. What else they got? Oh, they got one with a drill bit case. For $350, you can have the old. Now, this is the one I wouldn't get. You have to watch that. That older style. See how it's a little different? This older style oscillating tool is not good. You want the new one. I would get the DeWalt over this. I'd get the DeWalt 18 volt over that one. But the new one's awesome. It's actually not a bad deal. That's what I got. That's my original, when I first got Milwaukee 12 volt, that's the one I got right here. With the little mini Sawzall and the drill and the impact driver and the flashlight. And that's exactly what I paid for it like 10 years ago. And I still have them all. I still have the impact and I still have the drill. It's the only drill I have. I've replaced the impact with a modern brushless one. Not that I replaced it because I still have them both and it still works. But when I pull the trigger, it's got that burnt brush smell. So it was time to buy a new one. And my brother actually bought it for Christmas last year. Or my birthday. One or the other, I can't remember. Who's all in here? Yes, you can buy an air-powered one. You want to avoid the cheap pin nailers. A pin nailer is a very small, very precise, very intricate piece of hardware. And my pin nailer that I have is an old Centrix. Can't even remember the name of it. My pin nailer is like $400. It's a really, really expensive one. I've done cheapo ones, and they are so, the pins are so small and so light and so easy to screw up. The cheapos jam constantly, and they are a bitch to take apart and clean because they're so small. And the other thing is once they do jam, a lot of times that pin will score the side of the actual like channel the hammer goes through. And once it's jammed a few times and it's scored that and put a scratch in it, it'll just continually keep jamming. Pin nailers, and you don't want a stupid cheap, you don't want a Porter cable pin nailer. You want Senkow is a good inexpensive one. They're like $150, $200 for the nailer. Matter of fact, I think Senkow now has a cheap kit, which is what I bought. I actually bought the Senkow pin nailer with the little baby Senkow pancake compressor. It's about that big. And I only bought it because at the time you couldn't get the compressor by itself. You can now get that compressor all on its own. At the time, it was the quietest compressor. And when I bought it, I was a service tech for the company I was working for. I was the supervisor, but I also did all my own, like, oh, this piece of trim's falling off the wall kind of thing. So you go into the homeowner's home and, you nail on one, or you replace one piece of trim and put some paint on it, little stupid shit. Or they call up, oh, I ran my vacuum into it and ripped it off, and can you come back and put it, that kind of crap. So to go into someone's home, that little itty bitty compressor, and you're only driving like 3 or 4 nails, was freaking awesome. And I still have that too. And that thing's got to be 20 years old. But I did go out and get the Centrix. Is it Centrix? I can't remember the name of it now. But they were like the first real, it's a German, they were the first real pin nailers. There was Senkow, Max, and Centrix were the first 3 companies to really come out with the pin nailers back, again, 20 years ago. They were nice. And mine's still going. I love my freaking little pin nailer. It's so much smaller and lighter than the battery ones. But you still have to fire up the compressor. You still have to attach the hose. You have to wait. You can either use a real compressor, which is stupid loud, or you have to use my little baby compressor, which what I normally use even out in the shop. I still use it. But it's so small and lightweight, and it just takes forever to get up to pressure. That, and you fire like 3 nails and it's winding up again because such a tiny tank. But yeah, now I want to look. Pin nailer. This is a kit because I think they still sell it as a kit. Yeah, like this thing right here. That's their brad nailer. It's their finish nailer. Finish Pro. They've changed. Mine don't look anything like that. Headless pin nailer. How much are they getting for that these days? Yeah, see, that's $300. And they were the cheapo back in the day. Metabo pin nailer. That almost looks more like mine. Mine looks kind of like that, but it's nicer. 1 3/8. Yeah, see, mine goes all the way up too. Mine does like 1/2 inch. Like if you look at the bottom of that, it says 5/8 by 23 to 1 3/8 by 23. I think mine will do down to 3/8, all the way up to 1.25 inches, I think. Can't remember, it's been so long. But yeah, you gotta, have a compressor and a hose, and you're dragging the hose around. Where the nice Milwaukee one with the cordless, you don't need the cord anymore. What are all these weirdo things? Amazon. Where's the Senko? They used to have like a kit where you could buy the pin nailer and the compressor, like this, but it had the pin nailer in it. I think I paid $250 for the Senko with the compressor years ago, like 20 years ago. And then I bought the Centrix nailer. Centrix. But now I'm all curious. Cadix, that's what the name of it is, Cadix. They were like king back then. And mine does not look anything like that. Mine did not have all that green on it. It was the crinkle paint is kind of a greenish tinge, but they were the king. They were the original pin nailers. Cadix is the original company to come out with a pin nailer, if I remember correctly. Or they were the first one in the U.S. I think they were actually in Europe before they came here. But anyway, let's see what else is in the mailbox for junk. Open builds. I actually have an affiliate link to them somewhere. I never use it. I never post it. I will say Open Builds is probably my favorite place to buy 3D printer stuff. Now we're talking about 3D printers and CNCs. I actually own this right here. Actually, I own this. I just don't have it in black. Sale wide, 35% off plus free shipping. There you go, baby. That's a little one. That's the 1000. This is the one I own, the big one. The 1515. It's huge. In silver. What's the difference between EU and US? Oh, power. I bet it's the power supply. And I didn't pay that much. I didn't pay anywhere near that. But then it's been a year and a half, almost 2 years. But yeah, that's my CNC. And I got that, and I got that. I don't have the new black box. I have the new black box. This is a new one. I have the black box. I just don't have the new one. Which is just like for you 3D printer people, this is just like the 3D printer board. Like the BQ boards. But it's all set up and ready to go with the firmware and everything all built into it. And it's freaking awesome. I talked to a bunch of CNC people back in the day when I first was looking at it. And I was like, they're like, get this, get that. And I'm like, well, I'm looking at the black box already. The black box is awesome. They're like, what do you mean? And they're like, it's just for you. It's like, it's not the best, but for you, it's the best. So they're like, you just plug it in and it just works. It just works. It never has an issue. It never hiccups. It just works. I mean, it's basically just the board with the controllers on it and everything. It works really, really well. It works really, really well. And this is the new, just like 3D printers now, everything's 32-bit. When I got some old 8-bit board. I actually looked inside, and the old board kind of looks like an old MKS board. I have a feeling MKS made it for open builds because the black box is open build's own like controller box. It's not just the board; it's all the controllers and everything built into it. It's basically just the board. When you plug in, it's got all the drivers built in. I think it's got the old one's got TMC 6150s or something like that. They're regular TMC, drivers like we use on 3D printers. They're just the more beefy ones to drive the bigger motors. I think they're 6150s or 6330s or I don't know. They're the bigger TMC drivers than we use on the 3D printers. Yeah, I got the touchpad and all that crap. But yeah, 33% off everything, including free shipping. I can almost buy stuff. Except for I have no money. The free shipping is a big deal from them because that's the only downside of open builds is their shipping is usually ridiculously overpriced. Timing belts by the foot. Timing belt spool, $449. Holy crap. That must be a big ass spool. I use these nut blocks on my printer. Matter of fact, this printer right here has those on them. I like them better than these things. Or these things. That you normally see. That's just a knob, but I like these square blocks better for mounting on the printer than the little round ones you see on most printers. Most 3D printers have delete. Acme tools. Let's do some more tools. What do they got? 10% off. What do they got? This is a nice saw. I wish I had this saw. I have to step down from this. I have a Makita, but it's not this one. This is like a gear-driven monstrosity. It uses 2 batteries. It's almost too big. This is what I got right here. Except it's not the 36 volt. It's only the 12 volt. And it's not a 7 1/4. It's only a 6 1/4 or 6 3/8 or whatever the hell they call it. I don't even see it here anymore. This is their 10-inch, isn't there? Is that a 10-inch? Yeah, 10 1/4 inch. That's a monster saw. It's not bad. $500, battery powered, 40 volt. This is what I actually want right here. I want the punch saw. I need a track saw. I don't have a track saw yet. Don't have one yet. What else they got? Cyber Monday, 10% off. Select purchase of $99 or more with promo code. It's not really a great deal, guys. I mean, 10%, I guess, is okay. It's better than nothing. $29 for a freaking mug just so it says Milwaukee on it? No. Sorry, no. I'm not a big fan of this Milwaukee pack out either. Everyone's like, you hear people talking about it. It's like the greatest thing in the world, and I just don't like it. I have a Sears like roll around case like that, and I think it's better. I played with the Milwaukee pack out, and it's nice. It's just not worth freaking $300 for 2 boxes. They're just boxes. There's nothing special about them. There's boxes that lock together. They just look fancy. I just don't see the advantage. $119. That's not a crown nailer. I don't want the crown nailer. Cable stapler. Don't need that either. Pin nailer, $229. Yeah, the pin nailer's always more expensive. $149. That's a bare tool, though. You can get that for like $99 at Home Depot, delivered right to your door. Okay. Bailing out of that one. Bailing out of that one. Acme Tools has occasionally got some really good stuff or closeouts that are good, but mail. Taylor Tools. I do like Taylor Tools. Let's look at Taylor Tools. Then we'll get back into 3D printing. They have a lot of good deals. Subscribe and get 10% off coupon, free shipping over $50, blah, blah, blah. But for when they have all these blemishes, which are usually just squares and rulers, what do they got for gauges? Oh, garbage. I don't care about those. But these are like high-end, PEC squares. They're not cheap crap you get at the regular Lowe's or Home Depot. These are like super high quality. And they're on sale because they're got a scratch or something. They're cosmetics. I bought one or two of those. They're nice. 2-piece rectangular cabinet scraper, $7.99. These are nice. Cabinet scrapers are the bomb. But that's kind of, they're just pieces of sheet metal. They're literally just pieces of sheet metal. And you roll it, you roll it. $49 for a box of vise. A couple of bolts and nuts with a handle. And supplies, abrasives. This is where Taylor Tools comes in. Sanding disc. They're king of the 3M. Extract, $3.39. That's freaking cheap. I actually use these better. I like them better than the Extract. I know everyone's like, oh, the Extract's better. It's not. These work better. The Cubitron 2. These are what I use. $9. 5-inch. Pack of 5. $2 a piece almost. By the time you pay for shipping. Worth every cent. Outlast. You can buy cheaper sandpaper, but it actually ends up costing you more because the cheaper sandpaper you're just throwing away. Where this, you can use, not exaggerating, 10 times longer. It lasts. It just lasts longer. Supposedly it's Extract. My problem with the Extract is this net that they use separates from the pad. The sandpaper separates from the Velcro all the time. So the grit is still fine, but you can't use it because it won't stay attached to your frickin' sander anymore. And this is a new one, which is actually their economy net. I haven't tried this yet. It's kind of cheap for a 10-pack. I might have to try that someday. Not right now. But yeah, their sandpaper list is king. That and saw blades because they carry all the CMT, and I loved CMT before I even heard before they became a YouTube freaking sensation. They were always expensive because you go into all the lumber yards around here and they all have these bright orange, the industrial version. This is their industrial high-end blade. The clear ones are their general everyday, homeowner-y, woodworky blades. These were always in the lumber yards for, yeah, you could buy this and it's twice as much and it'll last 100 years. And they did, but it was hard choking down $12, $13 for a 7 1/4 inch blade. You knew that was just going to ram into a nail and be dull. When you could buy a pack of 10 of them at Home Depot for $12. Because you knew when you're framing, it was just who cares? I'm going to hit a nail with it. I know I'm going to. Buying all the things. No, I'm not buying anything. What's up? How's life, Marcus? We're just glancing. I'm killing time. I don't know how much longer because I don't know if you notice I'm wobbling in the chair because my back's getting irritated. Sitting in the chair. We're just looking at joking at all the massive amounts of stupid junk mail. Open bills, printables, sticker mule. What's in this trash can? Taylor Tools, Home Depot, Rockler. Here we go. This is a bunch of overpriced nice stuff. It's nice stuff. It's just overpriced. It's, Rockler. Everyone loves Rockler, but Overpriced. All the YouTubers love Rockler because they sponsor all the YouTubers. Rockler is good if you need to just wait there. You have a local store. It's one of those. Oh crap! I need this right now. For mail order, their stuff's good. I mean, it's better quality stuff. But here we go. This is one thing I buy at Harbor Freight. Harbor Freight pipe clamps are $6. $6. And what people don't realize, when you get this pipe clamp, you don't get the pipe. You still have to buy a piece of pipe. Pipe costs you more than the clamp does. All you get is the 2 blue pieces for $20. Yeah, no. And actually, I prefer 1/2 inch over 3/4. I don't know why everyone gravitates toward 3/4. It's such overkill. Do they even have 1/2 inch? It's like 3/4 is like the standard, I guess. But I always try and go for 1/2 inch because it's just lighter. And it a 1/2 inch steel pipe is way more than I ever need to clamp on a piece of wood. Oh, go away. What do they have on sale? Everything. Don't overpay on holiday shopping. Get deals. Whatever. Black Friday. Price extended to Monday. Whatever. You're not really telling me what your Black Friday deals are, but sure. Pipe clamp. 3/4, 1/2 inch, right here, $6.99. That's what I use. They work just fine. I'm actually buying more and more and more. I need more of them because I'm going to stop using F clamps and start using those because they just work better. And the F clamps are more expensive. It's on sale at Harbor Freight. This ought to be fun. Inverter generator. Sliding miter box. This thing, I don't want to say is good, but I will take this over most cheapo sliding miter boxes. I would take a DeWalt over this, barely. DeWalt is probably my least favorite of all the quality sliding miter boxes. And DeWalts are nice, don't get me wrong. The DeWalt's probably my least favorite. I would take a Makita. I wish I could get my Makita old one. My 1013 is still by and far the best. I never should have gotten rid of that thing. The Makita 1013 freaking sliding miter box is still, to this day, the best miter box ever built. They should bring it back. It is the most accurate, easiest to use. Had that that's why I got rid of it. It had a massive table and it weighed a ton. The cool thing was it had the massive table, so when you put a big board on it, it didn't rock and roll, and you weren't like having to clamp it down to get it to stay in place. The table was so big. Yeah, nothing of interest there. Taylor Tools is good. If you're ever looking for tools, Taylor Tools is a good place to buy stuff. Their only problem is their shipping's always kind of expensive. So you have to hit that, I don't know, $100 mark, I think it is, for their free shipping. Rockler, Home Depot, website, people trying to Wix. You can take your Wix. Acme Tools, Home Depot, Rockler. I have no idea what that even is in Spanish. Is Spanish or French? I don't even know. I'm just going to select all of this. This is my garbage. See, it says trash. Delete. No, there's no more trash. What's in this trash? Greenworks. OWC. OWC is like Mac-based computery stuff. What do they got in here? They always have cool crap. It is Mac-based generally, but I mean, they have a lot of like hard drives and keyboards. Mini stack. Matter of fact, 2 of my external hard drives are OWC. I like the OWC hard drive. All right, my back's getting a little sketchy. I might have to quit this. What do they got? Memory DDR3. Is that a good price? I haven't bought memory in so long. I have no idea what's a good price anymore. 8 gigabyte, 1600 megahertz DDR3. $84. That sounds decent. I don't know why you get 4 8s. Why don't you just get 2 16s? Well, this. Here's a Mac Pro for $2,200. Here's one for $350. That's funny. Yeah. Okay. 400 bucks for a Mac Mini, 300 gigahertz or 3 gigahertz, i7, 16 gigabytes, 1 terabyte SSD. It's not a terrible computer. I mean, it's 2004, so it's getting kind of dated, but the basic system, it's still an i3. I mean, people, I don't know if everyone realizes i3s have gone through, like, I don't know, or i7. It's an i7, wasn't it? Yeah, an i7, not even an i5 or an i3. All of them, all the Intel i generation processor gone through like 10 upgrade, cycles. An i7 from 10 years ago is not the same as an i7 of today. Yeah, the only one I won't take is Hobby Lobby. You won't get me anywhere near a Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby is evil. I don't like Hobby Lobby. They're evil. What else we got in here? Micro Swiss. Let's check out the Micro Swiss store. Did that say 35% off? 30. Holy crap. I want this right here. Too bad I don't have any money. 35% off of that would be sweet. I really want to try that hot end. 119 bucks. That's the closest thing I can see that's a competitor to this puppy right here. I love this hot end. It's by far, it's the only hot end I've ever had where I've never had a problem with it. The only reason I replaced it is because he sent me the newer, latest, greatest one and said, here, try this out. It's the only reason that got pulled. It's because he sent me a newer one. It's smaller. It's a little more compact, a little lighter. See, these things I don't, it's better, but this whole big long tower thing always bothered me. It just seemed counterweight, like productive. This thing looks sweet. I like this. It's too bad all that fancy crap they did to make this thing is all hidden. Because that thing just looks cool. I'm sorry, that thing just looks cool. I like the look of that. It just looks like steampunky, mechanical. I just like the looks of that. It's too bad you gotta hide it and all the fans and stuff when you're all said and done with it. But that is nice for the Crealities and Enders. It's almost as much money as the whole rest of the printer, but whatever. Whatever. What else we got? EA games. I don't care about that Battlefield. I haven't played a video game in almost a year. I got the freaking PlayStation. What is that? A 3? I'm covered in more dust than it ever has. And the last thing I only ever played was Borderlands. They kind of burned out on them on video games. IsoTunes. This is a nice deal. If you want earbuds, these things are sweet. I gotta say, I'm pretty happy with mine. And I actually bought refurbished ones. I wonder if they still have those. That was a decent deal. They bought these, but they were refurbished. So they were only $79. And they work pretty well. And that one, I've got 2 sets actually, because they sent me a new set. Because they worked great other than the mic. I was trying to use them for streaming, and the mic on it was just, there was something wrong with it. So they sent me a new pair, and the mic on it is better. It's not. They're not good streaming headsets, but to like work in a wood shop or something, because they're ear plugs that play music. They're not noise canceling. They don't electronically cancel noise. They're actual safety earplugs. Like that's an actual earplug. Like that's an actual earplug. Those are earplugs to keep your eardrums from getting blown out from loud noises. And they work really well. The sound quality is decent. I'm not gonna say like super fantastic because it's not, but it's good. It's better than most of those cheapo earpluggy noise canceling things. What else did I got? $79 Audio Technica gaming headset. Braided 3-foot braided printing lightning to USB. It's premium, man. Apple iPad Mini, $250. That's pretty cheap. How old is it? Oh, there's another one. What else we got coming in? Oh, health care. We don't care about health care. That was interesting. Time to move on. What else we got going? Let's stop sharing because I'm going to have to kill him because my back's starting to go nuts. What's up, Vince? Back's starting to get a little sketchy again. Water. So, yeah, that was a little bit of fun. Should we go to my store? Yeah, let's go to my store. Somewhere here. That one. There you go. You could always go here. I don't have any Black Friday or Cyber Monday deals because I'm poor and can't afford to freaking. I'm underselling these already. I know they look expensive, but they're really not. I think I'm paying myself about $8 an hour making these things. This clock's nice. Another Acme tool. You can just get deleted. I'm done with Acme tools for now. I really like this one too. I may just keep this one. I really like that. These are all right here. You can buy any one of them. All you gotta do is go to timelama.com and buy a freaking cutting board or charcuterie board or a clock. Give it to your wife or boyfriend or girlfriend or chefy person that you like. Oh, we got to look at one more. Printed solid. Let's go to printed solid. I like printed solid. Black Friday. It's Monday though. They still having good deals. Red Box, Prusia Orange Edition, $250. $209. Oh, that's fully assembled. That's actually kind of cheap. Slice Prusia Mini upgrade kit. Everyone's hating on Slice these days, I guess. What's their filament prices these days? A couple of bucks off. $19. PEG, $19. $17. Limer green. Why is the limer green only 17? Brad's orange only 18. That's pretty cheap. I think they're still doing the free shipping if you go over $50. I think maybe part of his deal is free shipping today on everything, even if you don't go over $50. I'm not positive. You'd have to look. Accessories, nozzles, motors, control pins, original Prusia spare parts. Flex bed. LBO motors, Prussian MK4 heater bed. What the flex thing? Ooh, that's a nice color. I kind of like that. Kind of bizarre, tealy greeny, you know, like all my stuff in my background here. You haven't noticed I kind of like that color, that tealy green. This is nice too. That's pretty. How much are they getting for that? $35 freaking dollars. I'm sorry, I love Prussian mint, but I cannot afford Prussian mint. I have some Prussian mint finally though. I got it with my Prussian meters. I got some Mystic Green. I gotta say, it don't look like the Mystic Green. That I think I got a bad roll because it just looks like glitter green. It doesn't look like Mystic Green. Did I have Mystic Green? What the hell's the little searchy thing? Search right here where I was typing before. I want to see if they have the Mystic Brown. They do. That's a nice color. Mystic Green. And they have it in stock. See, mine doesn't like shimmer in the gold and green like that. The gold, green, brown. Mine just looks like metallic green. Doesn't have that iridescent effect. I think I got a bad roll, but it's still a nice color. It's cool stuff. It's cool stuff. On that note, I think I'm going to kill it, guys, because my back's going a little nuts. I got to go lay down on the heat pad so it'll stop. So I'm going to kill it. Y'all have a wonderful Monday morning, afternoon, morning, still morning for a little while longer. I need to go make lunch soon. Anyway, later's all. Y'all have a wonderful afternoon. It'll be afternoon soon. See ya. Actually, should we raid someone? I just thought of that. Is there anyone else on? View on Twitch. Most of you guys are on Twitch. I don't really see anyone to raid. Titan. Did any of you guys watch him? I tried watching it a couple times, but I mean, he's alright. Just didn't. Yeah, let's raid Titan. Why not? I need to get in here. Channel. Video. Dashboard. Stream manager. Raid. Let's go raid Titan. I don't know what he's doing. He's got Chelsea on. That might make it interesting. Let's go give him a raid. So we're all going to raid Titan's Revenge. See yous. Did it go over?